Hello everyone, this is my first YouTube video. So I'm actually pretty nervous, but I took this advice from Ali Abdal where he says you can start your first YouTube video talking about your favorite thing, and it'll be in your comfort zone so you can talk about it. And I thought about it, and I finally came up with this idea where I can actually talk about my favorite thing, and I can actually talk about it too. There's this one podcast that I really like, or one particular video or podcast that I really like, and it's the podcast name is like Modern Wisdom. I generally listen to that podcast a lot, but this is one particular one where the it's hosted by Chris Williamson, and the speaker is Alex Hormozy. They have a lot of podcasts together, but this particular one, it's like a year old now. It's like it was posted a year ago, and the one latest video was posted a week ago. I have not listened to that yet, but I'm gonna listen soon. But this other one that I'm talking about is my favorite one. The podcast name is 23 Harsh Truth Nobody Wants to Admit. Yeah, this is it's like 2 hours 54 minutes something, and it's so good. Yeah, and maybe I'll say a few things about it, and maybe you'll end up listening to it because it's actually really good. So I'm gonna read few things out so that I can talk about it, the justify that why I love so much, and hopefully you'll end up listening to it too. So I don't want to say it myself because I don't want to mess it up. So I have written few things which I'm going to read it out, and I'm going to express my feelings towards it, and maybe you'll like it. So the first thing, this is the first basically in the podcast, like Alex Hormozy, if you don't know, he's like a investor entrepreneur, and he tweets a lot of things, like on Twitter, like a lot of things, like maybe it can be a quote or a lesson or a few things that just comes up to in his mind. It's like really good, even though it's like just random things that he posts. Like for him it's random, but for us it's not. It's like a deep lessons. In this podcast they're like just going through those tweets, and then Alex Hormozy is explaining how more about in detail in it. Okay, so there's this first thing. This is the first they start with a friendly reminder that in 3 generations everyone who knew us will be dead, including the poor people whose opinion stopped you from doing what you wanted all along. Imagine someone you know achieves every dream and its every goal they have. Year later, they get old and die. 2 years after that, how much do you care about is as much as everyone else. And if you accomplish your goals and dreams, do it for you. I'm not sure if I did it very well, but I'll try to explain it. So basically, it basically says that do whatever you want to, and like not care about what other people think, because eventually they're gonna forget after some time, or like after a few years, or if whatever you die or whatever, they're just gonna forget. So do it for yourself, and not care about what other people will think. You wouldn't believe, or you wouldn't like consciously you wouldn't know, but subconsciously there are like so many things that we actually want to do but we don't, because we are like so constrained about what people will think, and then like we are so constrained by the social norms and everything, so we stop ourselves. And like for example, me, I wanted to start YouTube, or at least be out there on Instagram or YouTube or any social media platform, since I was in 11th grade, and right now I'm in my final year of graduation, and I'm finally doing it. And all this time I would like just come up with some excuse which was not valid. It was like just that I was so scared to come out and like open. So yeah. There's another thing, and this one is my favorite. Okay, in life we must choose our regrets. Like this thing, when I heard it, I don't know, like I'll repeat it again. Okay, in life we must choose our regrets. Like, oh my god, this is so deep. Like I when I heard it, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna get a tattoo of this or something. Like people who know me in my school life, all I would always say ki don't have regrets, don't get regrets. Like for me, my logic would be like, let's do it, because when we do it we'll have the consequence to deal with. But if we don't do it, we'll be always be dwelling like, oh my god, what would have happened, what would have happened. And when I heard this, it like obviously it's not the same, but it implied literally the same. And it says regrets are baked in our existence. Regrets are unavoidable, part of being a human, and byproducts of opportunity cost. So it's like you should choose a regret that you can live with. It's basically that, because obviously you were gonna have a regret, like a little one or a bigger one, but then you should be able to live with it. That's like the major thing. And yeah, it's not again, it's nothing of mine, it's like the podcast thing, but it's really good. I'm saying it, like, you will learn so many things. Like, I whenever there's a few things that I want to do, and I'm like, I don't have the courage, and I feel scared or something, I'll go back to that podcast, I'll listen it, and I'll have that pump, like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I made a huge decision which didn't turn out very well, like, because not because I did it, because I messed it up, but then I did make the decision because I yeah, I don't want to say the full credit to it, but then yeah. Okay, there's another quote. Life you want is on the other side of a few hard conversations, and you are living a life you hate because you're too afraid to have them. This implies, okay, I don't know if if you read this, and like when you hear it, and if it like instantly clicks to you, it's like, okay, you can directly apply. But like for me, when I heard this for the first time, it would like directly click, because I wanted to do something my whole life, but I didn't do it because I was too afraid to have that conversation with my dad. And there are times in everyone's life where you want to do something, but you don't do it because you're like just too scared to, make up the conversation. So yeah, I hope you will listen to this podcast. It's really good. Not that it's my podcast, but then it's actually good. It's like for yourself. That will be like, it really help you. And I'll repeat it again. It's 23 harsh truths nobody wants to talk. No one. Sorry. Come. I'll repeat it again. Sorry, my bad. 23 harsh truth nobody wants to admit by Alex Hormozy. It's a 2 hour 54 minutes something. There are the podcast of like 3 hours, but this is like 2 hours 54 minutes, like the different one. And yeah, that's my first YouTube video.